What's going on? It's your man Diamond K in here, of course, radioonfire.com, thediamondkshow.com. Full show today, and I am excited to be here. We are, of course, on the verge of the election this Tuesday. Seems like it's been a long time coming, but we are finally here. Man, it is, seems like it's been years that this thing has been going on. If you have not had a chance to do your early voting, if you are in Maryland, you still have some time to get that done. But same day voting, that's pretty much where a lot of this is heading. Election night, we are going to have a special. We're going to start 7 p.m. I'm not sure how long we're going to be on air. I'm thinking well into the night. I will be joined by some special guests. You also can join me on the broadcast. We're going to be talking about local and national elections. So much to get into. And I'm looking forward to it. I really am looking forward to it. Whether it is the presidential election, whether it is the Senate elections, whether it is the mayor's race, whatever. We're going to be talking about it this Tuesday, 7 p.m. until I don't even know. I don't even know how long. One thing in the news that is really disturbing, it is going to be our top story tonight, and that is this situation. I want to bring this couple up, okay? Of course, you recognize the face of Breonna Taylor. And the Louisville police officer is suing Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, for emotional distress, assault, and battery. Assault and battery. So this officer that has filed a lawsuit against 26-year-old Kenneth Walker, his name is Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly. He says that he experienced severe trauma. He's a police officer. He's experienced, according to him, severe trauma, mental anguish, and emotional distress. Where I don't even understand where they get this stuff from. You know, I don't understand. Does not make sense to me. But he's serious about this. He thinks that somebody's going to give him some money. So this lawsuit is a baseless attempt to further victimize and harass Kenneth Walker. These are the words of Walker's attorney. I happen to agree with him. Walker is protected by law under KRS 503.085. What is that? He is immune from both criminal prosecution and civil liability as he was acting in self-defense. Okay, let's keep in mind that these officers came in the wrong place. Like, you weren't supposed to be there. They weren't supposed to be there. But these officers coming in their home, breaking in, serving this, warrant, this warrant. It is beyond me. It is beyond me. But he thinks that he has a case. Even the most basic understanding of Kentucky's stand your ground law and the Castle Doctrine evidences this fact. You would think that breaking in someone's apartment, executing his girlfriend, then framing him for a crime in an effort to cover up her murder would be enough. But no. This baseless attempt is what we are seeing now. Let me show you this. This is the officer right here. All right. This is the officer. His attorney, of course, says that Mattingly was shot and nearly killed by Kenneth Walker. He's entitled to and should use the legal process to seek a remedy for the injury that Walker has caused him. That Walker has caused him. This idiot really believes the foolishness that is coming out of his mouth. Mattingly should be in jail right now. Mattingly should be in jail. His conduct was outrageous, intolerable, and it offends all who accept standards of decency and morality. This officer doing the wrong thing thinks that him. And the next thing you know, then a bunch of his other cronies would think they have a case as well. You're still walking around and still alive. Breonna Taylor is dead. Yeah, Breonna Taylor's dead. Man, I need to remind him. So we're gonna be following that case. And speaking of that case, the third anonymous grand juror in the Breonna Taylor case said that no additional charges were allowed. Mattingly and the others should be in jail with the most severe murder charges. This woman is dead, and she should not be, and it's not her fault. So in order to promote truth and transparency about the process, this third grand juror firmly supports the fact that no additional charges were allowed at the conclusion of their service, he said in a news release. We talked about the two anonymous grand jurors that already have come forward. Everyone clearly could see, they were on the jury, can clearly see that the Louisville Metro police officers should face criminal charges. And this guy has the nerve. Try to sue Mr. Walker. This attempted drug search where no drugs were found, March the 13th, that ended in Taylor's death. It's very disturbing to me. Very disturbing to me. And none of the officers have faced any charges for Taylor's death. She was, of course, unarmed and shot 6 times by officers returning fire and died in her hallway, in her house. And then, to add insult to this outrageous injury, Hankerson instead charged in connection with bullets that traveled into the neighboring apartment occupied by 3 people during the shooting, who were not killed. Breonna Taylor was killed. So if charges are brought for endangering folks who weren't killed, right? Okay, I agree with that. Then that means that you should also bring charges against those officers, same officer, using that rationale for the murder of this girl in her hallway. So one of the anonymous grand jurors, the second to come forward, said that there was an uproar when the special prosecutor said only charges for consideration were those 3 counts of wanton endangerment. Like, they're all in on this. Not the grand jury, but the special prosecutor, the police, all of that. When asked did they feel that justice was done, grand jury number 1 said no. I feel that there was quite a bit more that could have been done or should have been presented for us to deliberate on. So you know the police don't like this. You know that Daniel Cameron, you know that sellout doesn't agree with this. He's like, oh, wow. Can't believe they're saying this. Mattingly, the officer who was shot, and Detective Miles Cosgrove fired 6 and 16 shots respectively. Hankerson fired 10. Hankerson fired 10. Wow. First 2 jurors said that they felt they needed to come forward after Cameron publicly characterized the grand jury as agreeing with that justification, which they don't. Breonna Taylor is not here to tell her story. We can see evidence of it, and it's up to us to continue to push for some justice here. Jury number 2 said this was all Cameron. This was up to him. We did not get a choice in that at all. So I was livid. By the time I heard what he was saying, everything that came out of his mouth, I was saying liar. Because we did not agree with anything. Anything. So this is the 3rd juror. And I'm sure there's going to probably be more to come out. And I hope that they do. This investigator needs to be investigated his damn self. This Trump lackey. Oh, yeah, he's a Trump lackey. Mitch McConnell lackey. Go ahead, MAGA supporters. I can see you're upset right now. Y'all know how to DM me because you do. Y'all know how to jump in the comment section because you do. And you know my email address, djdiamondk@gmail.com. None of these officers facing charges. The jurors are coming out. And here's the thing. This is not the only time this has happened. This happens continuously. And then when we talk about why Republicans are pushing for these court appointments, it's important. And a lot of times Democrats don't understand why is it so important. But when you have cases that go to trial, things that the courts have to look at, this is why it's important. And these are the things that we have to look at, in these cases. So I am very I'm very passionate about this. I want to continue to hear from these jurors and the foolishness, the lies, as jury number 2 said, the lies. Daniel Cameron. Where are the folks that's from Louisville? I love to talk to people from Louisville. Where's the climate over there right now? Political climate, not the actual climate. You man, Diamond Cave, you in here? Just tuning in, by the way. We're talking about the Breonna Taylor case. A 3rd juror number 3 has come forward and said that they were not presented anything. These jurors were just led down this path by Daniel Cameron, the clown. You know the expression when they say all your skin folk ain't your kin folk? Definitely true here. If you remember his press conference coming out with those trying to produce some crocodile tears. He couldn't even produce any tears. He was talking about, this happened to me. This is my mother. Shut up. Also saying that this Louisville police officer, that this is one of the ones that fired 6 shots. He's suing Kenneth Walker, the boyfriend of Breonna Taylor. What kind of police officer is this? You're in a shootout where you murder somebody and then you sue the boyfriend for emotional distress, assault, and battery. And you guys screwed up because you weren't supposed to be there, is what I'm saying. They weren't supposed to be there. No drugs found at his house. Yeah, but that's the situation over there. We're going to continue to talk about this case and follow this case. It is far from over. Far from over. So do this. Let's take a quick break. Let's come back with more of the Diamond K Show after this. Welcome back. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here at the Diamond K Show at Radio on Fire, of course. In Maryland, Governor Hogan has renewed the coronavirus state of emergency. What does that mean? Today, he issued this order. Governor Larry Hogan of Maryland issuing this order, renewing this state of emergency that has been in place since March because of COVID-19. Hogan said this: while Maryland's positivity and case rates remain lower than most states in the country, we are closely monitoring increases in some of our key health metrics, as well as rising numbers in states across the country. Well, he's talking about these hospitalizations, right? You know, he speaks a lot of gibberish and a lot of, just get directly. What is it? Like, what's really good, Governor? He said that the crisis is far from over, and this virus does not recognize state borders. I agree with that. That is all facts. Says that he wants to remind Marylanders the only way to keep our state open for business is to avoid traveling to hotspots and continue to follow the public health guidelines. We cannot let our guard down, and we must remain vigilant, he said. Must remain vigilant. Yep. That I agree with. So, can't let your guard down. What does that mean? When we have these holidays coming up, you have a lot of times, traditionally, people get together. Not thinking so much about Halloween as much as I'm thinking about Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, stuff like that. Today, on a teleconference with other governors, Hogan heard from members of the MIA White House Coronavirus Task Force. Remember them? It's like a show that got canceled. What happened to the task force? Why don't they come on TV anymore? So topics included response and recovery efforts, as well as this vaccine that they've been talking about, the development and distribution plans. So also today, the Maryland Department of Health announced expanded hours for high volume testing site at Six Flags in Largo. There are more than 220 COVID testing sites statewide. We did talk yesterday about the fact that they closed the one at Pimlico, but there's others. There are other locations that you can go to for whatever reason they want that one closed. Ain't nobody trying to go to no daggone horse races. I don't know what they. Oh man, the priorities sometimes of people. Priorities. Speaking of priorities, campaign finance fines, priority. Okay. That's a priority for a politician. Nick Mosby hit with one. Had to pay a small fine, $500 for some campaign finance violation. Of those fines, 485 in fines were levied in August for missing a filing deadline. Those things can be a bit of a nuisance if you've ever had to deal with it running for office. Mosby, the Democratic nominee, and his wife, of course, Marilyn Mosby, have been dealing with this IRS lien, $45K, for some unpaid taxes. They're a married couple filing jointly, so, take it easy on Marilyn Mosby, y'all. But the right-wing outlets and Marilyn Mosby haters are having a field day for some reason. Like everybody has not had some type of tax question, at least. You had some type of issue sometime. Taxes can be confusing. Anyway, at the time, Nick Mosby said that he had been in ongoing talks with the IRS about the tax consequences of an early withdrawal from his retirement plan. So he's talking about he withdrew some money that was taxed or something. You know what I mean? Something. No, and I don't want to hear y'all complain about taxes. You MAGA folks and all the people that's really hating on the Mosbys and this minor tax issue, the president refuses to show you any taxes and pays $750 in taxes, claims that it was some file. What is he talking about, right? He's you paid $750 in tax. He's just such a liar, right? Trump's never going to show you his taxes. You don't know what's going on. But y'all folks are coming down on the Mosbys for $45K and some tax issues? Really? Really? So a lot of these Republican outlets here in Maryland coming down, they've been trying to take down Marilyn Mosby for the longest time. Marilyn Mosby still standing though. I guess y'all gonna keep trying. So anyway, back in 2019, some issue with Capital One over $3,600. Campaign, the complaint was later dismissed. 2017 was sued over some small debt to a Hunt Valley Credit Union. Y'all all in the Mosby's money. Goodness gracious. Why don't y'all dig into the president's finances like this? There have been some issues with Larry Hogan digging in his. No, they ain't going to do that. They want to mess with the Mosbys. There's so many other issues in Baltimore that they could be focused on. I'm talking about these Republican shows, Fox 45, those types, right? In other Baltimore news, the Baltimore police surveillance plane ends its trial. Good riddance. So their second pilot program is ending tomorrow on Saturday, Halloween. How ironic. Police spokeswoman said that the researchers have collected enough data to fully analyze and review the efficacy of the program. I could do that for you right now. Zero, zilch, take your plane, adios, sayonara. Midterm report released in September contained no conclusions or assumptions about the controversial plane's effectiveness. That's because it was not effective. let me tell you this. As much as this plane was promoted, as much as people wanted to give it a chance, some people did not. If it had been effective, you would have heard about it. You would have heard about it. It was not effective. It was what you call a waste of time and money. And that's what they do. That's what they do. I don't even want to say that's what they do in Maryland, because that's just what America does. Waste money. And they're excited about wasting money. They're happy to waste money. Does not make sense to me. Does not make sense to me. So I said it earlier, election night, special broadcast. We will be talking about all the races that we can. I don't know whether we're going to be declaring winners in the presidential race, but there are a lot of races that we will know winners in. And the Baltimore mayor's race, Baltimore City mayor's race, is one of them. That's not going to be election week. We're going to know the winners to that on Tuesday. Okay? I mean, I could tell you the winner of the Baltimore City mayor's race right now. Brandon Scott's going to win, as he should. As he should. Election officials are outlining procedures for voters who are hospitalized or quarantined. This is the ones you don't think about. You don't think about this kind of stuff, right? Well, that's not your job to. But with Election Day only a few short days away, the Maryland State Board of Elections said today that the process for voters who are hospitalized or quarantined due to COVID-19 to cast their ballots. And these numbers, COVID-19 case numbers, are rising in some areas. So it is important for those hospitalized to still be able to cast their ballots, right? Just because this Trump virus is spreading around the country doesn't mean that those people should not be allowed to vote, right? So what is it? First, someone has to bring the affected voter a ballot request form, which may be obtained online or from the voter's local board of elections. This is not something that you need to do tomorrow. You need to do this right now. The voter then fills out the designation of agent form, right? You are giving someone else permission to do some things on your behalf, also available online. And it designates someone to serve as your agent. They're acting on your behalf. It's almost like you gave them power of attorney, but not really. So that person can then take both forms to the voter's local board of elections, which will provide a ballot packet to be delivered to the voter. The voter then fills out the ballot and, puts in the provided envelope, signs the voter oath, seals the return envelope. And if the voter needs help, the voter's agent can help them. That person, if they are already on the record as their agent, has to complete a certificate of assistance form. So one form is to say that you're designating this person to be able to do this on your behalf. They go pick up some stuff, your form to vote, take that to you. You get your vote on, put it in the envelope. They sign something saying that they agreed to do this for you. And then that person cannot be a candidate on the voter's ballot, right? So all you candidates that thought you were going to be able to get a free vote, no, you can't do it. All right. Someone from the voter's employer or someone with the voter's union, none of that. Once the ballot is complete, the oath is signed, the envelope is sealed, the ballot may then be dropped in an authorized ballot drop box or taken to the local board of elections. So state election officials advise against dropping mail-in ballots in the mail. Now it's too late, right? They've already screwed up the post office. Public Enemy made a song called Can't Trust It. That's what it's like now. Post office mailing at this late date in the game. Can't trust it. No. Okay. Of course, just tuning in, your man Diamond K in here at the Diamond K Show at Radio on Fire. And as I said, our election, the Radio on Fire Election Day special, election night, 7 p.m. right here on Radio on Fire. So we've been following this case, and I knew it was going to get ugly. And it started out ugly, but let me say this. I knew it was going to get uglier. Dr. Dre's estranged wife wants his alleged mistress to testify in the divorce case. They want to put her on the stand, and they want to... Really? But Nicole Young has been trying to get Dre's alleged mistress. We don't know. She's saying it. She could have it wrong. But this divorce case has just been a farce. Nicole Young has outed the alleged mistress via a subpoena. So she's trying to get her on the stand. She is a former model, Keely Anderson. So she, Crystal Waters, and Jillian Spear. The three women are reportedly trying to deny the attempt to get them to testify. All of this is in reference to the former couple's nasty divorce case, and it's nasty. So it's interesting that she's trying to pull all these people in this divorce case, trying to determine if a prenup agreement that allegedly exists is valid. Dr. Dre says the agreement between the two is still valid, while Nicole Young says Dre ripped up the agreement 2 years after they got married as a show of romance towards their union. Does anybody think that Dr. Dre is romantic? He would rip it up. How was that romantic? I don't need this prenup, baby. I don't need this, Isn't that romantic? That's not romantic. It's not romantic. It's foolish. Dr. Dre wouldn't do that. I mean, he left Death Row and left all his music there. That was foolish too. But fear of Suge Knight will get people to do strange things. But saying that he ripped up the prenup, she signed the prenup, and she claims that he ripped it up. Even if he ripped it up, he might have ripped up a copy, but had the original. And saved it for a rainy day, and whoa, it's raining outside. Crazy case. Not sure how this is going to end, but I know that these two cannot stand each other, and as they say, it is getting uglier than a Master P sneaker. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. And Radio on Fire is listener-supported internet talk radio and podcast network. We are streaming from our production facilities in Baltimore and Atlanta, and we're able to bring you programs like The Diamond K Show because of our listeners and some amazing partners like D Lifestyle Secrets. Are you a baby boomer? Translation: were you born between 1946 and 1964? Well, more than 71 million Americans are baby boomers. And as you continue to get older, baby boomers want to stay mobile and experience as few aches and pains as possible. Well, DLifestyleSecrets.com helps you do just that. DLifestyleSecrets.com provides a blueprint to reduce and or eliminate joint pain by teaching its members how to communicate naturally with their bodies. DLifestyleSecrets.com gives baby boomers step-by-step videos and natural recipes, and most importantly, the motivation to re-energize themselves naturally. Visit DLifestyleSecrets.com to join this active community of baby boomers. And Radio on Fire, we talk to America through our digital news broadcast and social media content. We are rising multimedia platform, generating over 375,000 viewers per month with our audio and video streams from politics, breaking news, celebrity info, sports talk, pop culture, and more. Radio on Fire keeps our audiences covered. So as election day inches closer, and I sit and ponder the future of this country, America is a nation overflowing with promise, passion, and purpose. But that's not enough. Before we can make America great, we have to make America safe. And it's going to take all of us to do this. It's going to take all of us to do this. Of course, I will be back tomorrow, our Halloween special. And check that out at 12 noon here on Radio on Fire. And we're going to have a full weekend of content. As I said, radioonfire.com, thediamondkshow.com. Anywhere you're listening or watching this broadcast, make sure you follow the program and share the show. I will see you guys tomorrow.